So I guess I'll start my layout tour in the yard. And right now there isn't much one. There's two 9-inch pieces of straight track. That's it. And the big reason for that is because of the fact that I need to go shopping at some point and get a couple more switches. A couple more switches, some more straight track, stuff like that. There's a couple curves. So this yard is eventually going to take up that back section. So there'll be storage for a couple locomotives, some extra rolling stock. And right where that re-railer is, that's going to be a switch that'll connect that into the main line. So I guess we'll talk about the elevated loop first, and then we'll go out on the other side of the table and talk about that half of the main line. So coming out of the yard, the train is supposed to go out and into that tunnel on this black section. This is the main loop. But sorry guys, I'm so tired. But if a train is pulled out of the yard up to there and backed in, it ends up on this elevated loop, a track which is represented all in gray nickel silver. Comes up, goes around the pilings, goes through that tunnel, comes down right there dead center and frame by that retaining wall, and rejoins over here at the switch. So very short loop. It fits enough easily on a 4x8 section. And it's, it was a good use of elevated pylons. And it kind of gives an extra dimension to the layout, which is cool. I guess let's talk about this campground a little bit. So this campground, all of these vehicles were actually bought at Walmart over the past, 3 years. My favorite one is this one, this Dodge 100 camper van. I think it looks really cool. It's got that really cool camper top on it. But anyway, this is the campground. This is Fall River Campground. Not a whole lot going on. The trees, there's actually got 3 of those as a kit from Hobby Lobby. It was a $5 kit, made 3 trees. I think it came out pretty good. The signal bridge, this came in one of the sets that I got. I don't remember which one, but you can see it's been around the block a couple times. It's missing a little piece there. But who cares? It looks good. Still need to put the lights on it. But, it works. So, I guess. So we followed the elevated loop. We've come back to the yard. So let's go out on the main line. So coming through, let's just imagine there's a switch right here. So coming through this switch, out through that switch under the signal bridge, we're going to go into that tunnel. That tunnel is just a straight shot. It's where my power terminal comes up. It's hidden by this bush and these rocks. So we're going to go through there. I still have to scenic this yet. So we're going to go through that tunnel and we're going to go around the table and catch it on the other side. So, over here. So we're coming out the other side of the mountain. So we've come out there, and there's going to be a switch here. And that switch is going to come out, and it's going to connect into this loop of track, which we'll talk about in a minute. But basically, if you come out, switch is thrown that way. Train comes around, goes through a grade crossing right there, and connects back. Same shape as the elevated loop, just over here. So over here, there's going to be an abandoned line that comes. There's going to be basically it's going to be a piece of Atlas track that doesn't have the road bed on it. I'm going to lay it here, hand ballast it, and then put some grass and stuff, so it's kind of overgrown looking, and there's even a rusted old tank car sitting over here on the end of the table. And I have this bumper over here. This is going to be replaced with this box section of track. So it'll come along. It's going to be, right here, there's going to be a factory. Probably going to be Mastercraft, which is one of our local factories. Let's come around. This is a lake bed. I'll talk about this more tomorrow, because we're actually going to fill this tomorrow with water. We'll talk about how we're going to do that. We'll come by and replace this track section. Sorry, I'm blocking my light. That's going to get replaced with a 3-inch section of black track. Go across the rail bridge, which is pretty in kind of a rusted blue. And then I'll connect in over there. So, all in all, it's not a huge layout. It's kind of cool. I like it because of the fact that it can support 1 or 2 train operation, point to point. You can do it all. It's kind of cool. I like to run it as we're making a run. Let's say, so there's gonna be a Sprecher brewery, and then I think I'm gonna put a sawmill over in here. So I kind of think, okay, well, there's a sawmill. Train gets loaded with logs and goods from the brewery, and it's loaded onto flat cars, box cars, whatever. Goes out on the main line, comes around the mountain loop once, comes on the outside, stops at the door factory. I think there's going to be a station over here too. Loads up goods from the door factory, unloads lumber. And let's say it unloads beer and whatever else too there. Comes around, goes past the lake shore. There's going to be a boat launch with a boat right here. Comes around through that switch. Goes up on the elevated loop, comes through this mountain once, then backs right back into the yard. And that's the circuit, and so the train has delivered all of its goods at that point. What's cool is if I ever want to show this to people, I don't have 2 trains running. Very simple. Through the switches, so one train stays on the upper loop, train stays on this inner loop. And if one train backs in the yard, you can put a siding. That'd be kind of nice to have a siding over there. So I'd put a siding on the outside of that table. You can bring a train around over the bridge. So you can have one train running, you have 2 trains running. A lot of fun, a lot of action for kids who visit. And this down here, this is a waterfall scene that I got going on. I'm still working on this. But, like I said, I make my own waterfalls, my own rocks. I paint all this stuff myself. Rock like this is so easy to do. This is tinfoil. Tinfoil and paint. That's it. Tinfoil, that's what the plaster is cast, and then hand paint it. Super easy to paint too. Water. This is the easiest way to do water in the world. I love it. I just decided to try this tonight, and it works really well. It's Elmer's glue. It's clear school glue. That's all it is. And it looks so good. I gotta get another bottle because I gotta fill this up to the rim. So I gotta put in like another inch of water. And then up here I gotta fill this. So I might actually get 2 bottles. But I can't fill this all the way yet because I gotta get my boat. Put my boat on the ramp. I gotta fill this crick the rest of the way up. And silicone in this hole, and put some more sand down, so I raised this lip up a little bit so I can put glue in here and get rid of this green silicone crap that I tried to use that didn't work out well. Put some sand down in there and make this go away. Once that hardens, That's going to be my water. So, like I said, it's really easy to do. It's insanely cheap too. I did all that. I mean, that's a deep, deep lake. Did that for $5 with a bottle of glue. Plus all the opera stuff. So it's not, everybody says, oh, model railroading has to be really expensive. I know, your biggest investment is your train. And after that, take stuff from you had around home. I had all of these vehicles. I mean, growing up, I had Hot Wheel cars galore. I mean, that billboard back there, that's a soda can. It was cut open. Your biggest investment will be your train. And then scenery you can add bit by bit. So, I mean, I've done this over 3 months. And, yeah, I'm not done yet. But, whatever. So I guess let's talk a little bit about some kind of fun little hidden details. So, we've got old abandoned Volkswagen up here in the woods. That's actually Herbie. So that one was, I bought that when Herbie came out, fully loaded. Up here we got 2018 Jeep. I call that guy Chad. He's a backpacker and he's coming out of the outhouse. Looking at the gorgeous view from up there on the mountain. We got a couple Jeeps going up on a trail. And we got this Taco Bell over here. This is pre-built from Menards, but I got it as a Christmas gift. But it looks really cool. I got a lady walking Jack the German Shepherd down there. So not a whole lot going on over here yet, because I don't know exactly how much I want to spend on that town. Because if I do spend something on it, it's probably going to be all pre-built buildings. So I'm going to have to get them all from Menards or Amazon. I like this Jeep over here. It's got mud on the sides and on the tire cover. Like this Wagoneer over here, this guy broke down. Fun little things like that. Like this was a trailer I got. I don't remember where I got it from, but I got it a couple years ago. And it looked like that. It was shiny and new, so I rusted it out. And I'll talk about that in another tutorial. I like this bridge. I had a bridge like this growing up. Ran across the Mississippi River. So I scaled it down, made it a little bit shorter, and then, because there were 2 of these, so this is technically half the bridge that ran across the Missouri, but it looked like this. This is kind of a bluish green color, and it was all rusted and faded. The paint was chipping. So, I had some fun with that. I love this rock work up here. And again, nothing, costs almost nothing to do. It's just time. If you guys have a little bit of time, you can make anything in the world happen. And get yourself a crappy blender, get Spanish moss, throw Spanish moss in blender, you'll get out this green grass powder, and that's the excess. This is, there's a plastic mat inside the moss. So you don't get it all. It's probably an 80% conversion rate from moss into grass, but I'll take 80%. 80% ain't bad. Gotta have your snacks, guys. But, yeah, I mean, I didn't spend a whole lot doing this. And it's been very rewarding. I mean, everybody who comes and sees this, they're like, oh my gosh, it looks so great. How'd you do it? And I tell them, and they're like, wait, that's just cardboard and tape underneath that rock? Yeah, that's cardboard and tape covered in plaster and paper towels and painted. That's all that is. Same with this one. Same with these down here. Yeah, and you can tell I've gotten better as I went. This is the first one I made. Built this one last week, and then this one I did over the past couple days. And, my rocks have gotten better looking. My paint's gotten better. My modeling has gotten better. Yeah, like this kind of looks a little iffy, but once it's covered in trees, it won't matter. Same with that one. I'm only done about halfway done with making trees. I mean, even your trees. These trees are just cotton stuffing painted. You know, these bushes, they're just moss. You know, the tree trunks, like the tree roots and stuff that's down there, moss. You can do a whole lot with a whole little. I mean, you know, mineshaft entrances. Those are basswood or balsa wood. Boat launch sides, also balsa wood. This dock is popsicle sticks that are painted up, weathered, split, and to make a boat dock. Yeah. So you don't have to spend a lot. I mean, you can. I mean, yeah, I did this tank car tonight, and I'll talk about how I did this in the next video. But, you know, this is halfway done. I haven't done the backside yet. This is going to sit on the abandoned line. It's just supposed to look like, oh, it got left out in the woods. This is the only done section. This side isn't done yet. But, you know, I think it looks pretty good. Yeah, it looks no worse than this Batman tanker. This one's a weathered one from Menards. If you buy one of those, it's like $10. So, you know, these are waterfalls. Actually, these are ready to peel off. Just about. It's a little gooey yet. This is just silicone. Clear silicone, poured on wax paper. We've got an instant peel off waterfall. And just let it dry overnight. And we'll stick that in place tomorrow and finish the water. That'll be done. I mean, if you put your mind to it, you can build anything you want. Like I was going to have the Ghostbusters and the city. I love the Ghostbusters movies. Said, why not? I'll put like the Ecto 1 or something in. I've got two of them, so stick one of them in the city. You know, I don't know. I like to spend money on stuff like the Taco Bell. My mom got me that one for Christmas. I absolutely love it. I wanted to buy one and wanted to buy one. And my wife's like, oh, you know, $60 is a lot for a Taco Bell. And I said, okay, fine. So I told my mom, and she's like, nah, why don't you go get that, and we'll get you a couple pieces of rolling stock for your train. I said, sweet. So, you know, I got that. I mean, and here's those handmade trees that I did from the kit. So they're going to look like once they're in place. And it's supposed to be just kind of hanging out right by the river. I mean, you know, it's not the perfect scene. I got this little hole right here. Put a bush in that. I put sand right here. Fill this gap. You know, this is kind of ugly, but this is eventually going to be hidden by a skirt around the edge of the table. The trick to doing this stuff is just take your time, look at the little things, you know, and don't worry about what other people think about it. If it looks good to you, it's done right. You know, I had one person come over, look at the layout. I said, oh, that corner there, that's not prototypical. It's too tight for a Jeep to make. Yeah, no duh. No Jeep is going to make a hairpin turn like that. I mean, they could, but they might potentially back off that cliff if they do. You know, or, you know, I've gotten criticized before for oh, you're using 1/64th scale vehicles on a 1/87 scale layout. Again, this is not supposed to be scale. It's not supposed to be prototypical. Well, there's nothing about this layout that is normal. I mean, you know, the station and the buildings are all 1/87 scale, but I like the 1/64th scale vehicles. They're a lot easier to paint. If I want to get something else like this, I can go to Walmart and pick up a truck like this, or a Jeep like that, or a Charger like this. Or not a Charger, what is that? A Daytona, that's what it is. Now, if I want to get extra vehicles, Hobby Lobby, Menards, I don't have to order them. And for me, that's made my life a whole lot easier. Just being able to run to the store, it's like, oh, I need another camper to fill a slot. Okay, I can go get another camper. I mean, you know, there's so much that's, you know, I feel like there's so many people who's like, oh, you know, you're modeling wrong. No, modeling is just, it's whatever you like and whatever you think looks good. I mean, growing up, my first layout, most of my cars were Hot Wheel cars. Now, I was 11, I didn't really care. I'm 20 now, and I do things a little bit more tastefully with my cars and everything else, but, you know, like, my in-laws were over here the other day, and they were playing with this train, and my 9-year-old brother-in-law, he's over here, he doesn't care about running this thing prototypically, or, you know, like, playing through the crew talk, and then playing through the scenario of starting the train up and pulling out of wherever it's parked and all that. No, he's over here. He turned it on, cranked the speed up to max, and was just having fun ringing the bell and blowing the whistle as it went around in a circle at top speed. That's totally cool. This whole got confused between table and layout. This whole big table, when this is done, this is going to be a folding table, and I'm going to do a video on how I make this, because I'm sure there's at least one other model railroader in the world who wants to get started in either HO or O scale, and their wife is like, well, you're going to have to share the basement space with me when our kids are older, because I want that as an art space or a play space or whatever. And that's what this is going to be. This whole table is going to fold up against the wall. She can have her art space down here, and then when I want to run trains, the whole table's going to drop out. There's going to be 2 levels of track. It's going to fold away from the wall. I have a nice big train layout. I'm probably going to cover it in AstroTurf, or even green felt, just for something quick and easy and cheap. But you know what? That's totally fine. Hey, now, like I said before, model railroading, it doesn't matter what people think of it, it's what you like. So, I'll get my soapbox. And I guess let's run some trains around. I'm not going to run anything on the HL layout because I'm having problems, but I'll run the O-scale one around a couple times. You guys can check out my full review on this later. We're just going to have some fun playing with this. It's a little noisy, it's got sounds. I'm going to turn the Lion Chief remote on. Let's play the first scenario.
Dispatcher here. Please hold for track orders. Over. Roger. Bring on actual. Out.
So I'll sit here for a minute. You gotta wait like, I don't know, it's like, I think it's more than 30 seconds. And you'll get the all clear ahead, thank you, watch. Which, that's the one that I like to use. I don't like just the your clear ahead because it sounds kind of lame. I like the second one that it sounds when it waits for more than 30 seconds. So let's just go. We'll get the second one.
Dispatcher here. You are cleared outbound. Over. Thank you much. Cleared outbound. Out.
Let's move it out. do like this one. It's got a really, and for an entry level set, it's got a great smoke unit. It's as nice as my HO ones, which, oh, so that happened. So we got a couple coupler problems. Notice we'll pull this up and we'll just take those cars off the track. I'll leave the caboose on, but I'm going to take the other ones off. Which, I mean, again, you know, this is a starter set. It was cheap. And I think my mom got this one for like $150 on Facebook Marketplace. So again, not an expensive set. So we'll back up, we'll couple up to this caboose. And you guys are going to be like, oh yeah, you can't couple on curves, I know that. And just back straight in. Oop. Got a short back there, darn it. Okay, I'm going to cut the video here because I actually have to climb back there, which I don't think you guys want to see a fat guy try and climb up on a really tall table. So, I'll end the video here, but stay tuned. I don't know, if this channel takes off, I'll be doing more. If you guys like this and want to see more, great. If you don't, I'll just stop making videos. Just give me a thumbs up so I know that I'm somewhat on the right track. Please leave comments, feedback, anything you think I could do better. If the format needs to be shorter, longer, whatever. I mean, I know I'm no expert. I've been out of the hobby for 10 years. Because, no, 8 years. Last time I was modeling, I was 12. I'm almost 21 now. So, you know, it's been quite a change. And, you know, it's not my parents buying stuff for me now. It's I'm paying for everything, and you know, things have gotten more complicated. I've been, you know, become a little bit more interested in having things look somewhat prototypical, but you know, it's all fun. So if you guys want to see more, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, give me some comments on what I can fix. You know, if you got any recommendations for videos you'd like to see, whatever, leave a comment. Yeah, I'm gonna end it here. So thank you so much for watching. This is Eli signing off, and yeah, see you next time.